There are a lot more Grant Hill types out there these days, partner.
Well, thank you for the nice words, B.A. Of course, I took pride in my overall game. And over the last few decades or so, we've seen a bunch of guys playing the 3, 4, and 5 who can pass, dribble, and shoot. So it's fun to watch the game evolve.
Pistons trail by 10. They need this. And a play by Schroeder as he finishes.
Well, you don't want to body him up. He's just too fast as Schroeder's able to get it done.
Pass to Henderson. And here's Thibault. 4 on the clock. Pulls up. Offensive board. Williams misses. And Schroeder has got the ball here for the Detroit Pistons. 8-point game. And for some reason, he decided to foul there.
Yeah, B.A., that's an odd move. Maybe there's something else behind it.
Stewart, no good. And a fun fact here, Brent, the Trailblazers' name was actually chosen by the fans.
Oh, that's so awesome, B.A., to remind fans of how it is that Portland got its name. It was an open contest, and they had, I think, over 10,000 entries. And there were a couple other names that we should throw out there. It could have been the Pioneers or the Doug Furs. I think they chose wisely.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
The Blazers have a lot to learn. Coach Chauncey Billups says, I owe it to these players to coach them. The only way I know to do that is with honesty. It's always coming from a good place. Once you know that, then you take it with love. I lead with love. I don't lead with fear. Brian?
That's a Hall of Fame mentality, Allie. He's been in their shoes. Pass to Benton. We've got 1:48 left to play in the first half. Thibault. Got a hand on it.
No, sir. Stewart not letting that one go.
Yep, count it.
That was execution to perfection. Textbook transition offense.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Thibault on the wing. He's scoreless. Grant outside. The Pistons clear it. Outside Schroeder. To the inside. Pass to Holland. Back to Stewart. Lots of room. And he hits the jump shot.
And Stewart just preparing himself ahead of the catch to be in rhythm for that jumper.
Knocks it loose. Stolen by Schroeder. Beasley for 3. Thibault with the board. Trailblazers lead by 6. And we've got 28 seconds left to play in the half. 6 to shoot. Here's Benton. Again, the miss by Portland.
The smart play. Wait and take the final shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy. That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around, keep it moving, try to get an assist on every bucket.
Pass to Williams. And Williams punches it home.
What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man, and he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
And so it's Portland with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. And it's all due to their ability. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Trailblazers lead by 6. Brent, almost your ideal shooting guard. Malik Beasley doesn't try to do too much.
The biggest thing today is the turnover percentage that he's led the league in. Malik Beasley just simply doesn't give up the ball. He makes good, steady decisions, shoots the ball at a high clip. So that kind of reliability, That's what he's paid for.
Back to Schroeder. Oh, it's blocked. It deflects off the backboard. Pass to Aiden. Simons, left side. Over Stewart. And too long on the shot. And it's been tough going for their half-court offense.
Yeah, this defense is in their heads, anticipating their every move.
Simons with a steal. Here's Ayton. Detroit with a rebound. And now the Pistons in transition. Can't cash it in from the high post. Portland leading. And with a little over a minute gone by, the second half is underway. All right, Grant, I have to ask you, has there ever been a more intimidating team than the old bad boy Pistons?
Well, they weren't fancy, but they played hard and they played physical basketball. Every team that faced those Detroit teams knew they were in for a battle.
Here's Cunningham. Good work there as he goes. Cunningham's got 5.
And how about Cade just pushing through that time to finish it off?
Pass to Aiden. Here's Simons. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now. Cunningham looking it over. Shot clock at 5. Here's Duren. Hits the front of the rim and out.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
Pass to Kamari. Hits the trifecta. Kamari's got 5 points in the quarter.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on him.
Cunningham outside. No good from outside.
Man, you get so caught up in the bravado of someone scoring on you and you wanting to even the score. Unfortunately, he couldn't answer back.
Simons has the open look. And it's Harris with the rebound. Pistons trail by 13. Cunningham outside. The Pistons need to get one up quick. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Portland leading by 13. And here's Simons. 7 points in the game. And there's 1:38 left in the third. The Pistons clear it. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Cade Cunningham has really been improving from distance. He said early in his career he was playing a lot of minutes and stepping back to the NBA three-point line, he just didn't have enough legs in his shot. After his shin surgery, he redefined his form and strengthened his legs. Brian, he said it helped a lot.
That could be a silver lining of all that time off, Allie. Back to Avdia. Out to Simons. That one's wide left. Pistons trail by 11. Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't make sense given the situation. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Oh, Thompson from deep three-point land. Misses the deep three-point attempt. Portland leading by 11. Simons outside. Pass to Sharp. Out of the way! Wow! Ooh, finishes with style. A double clutch jam.
Whether you're new to the league like Sharp or a veteran, throwing it down, no better feeling.
Now the Blazers on the move. On the wing, Simons. 7 points in the game. On the wing, Simons. Pass to Avdia. Up and over Hardaway. Off the mark. And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers in a good situation. Up. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And so Cunningham will bring it up for the Pistons. Trailing by 13. He got a piece of it. Here's Benton. Pass to Klingon. Back to Benton. Just 5 to shoot. And here's Henderson. He's watched by Cunningham. Top of the key. And they get it back. Ooh, poked away. And stolen by Hardaway. The 3 from Thompson. Thibault with the board.
Great job of closing the space and getting a hand up.
Yeah, as good as you can do without getting a block there to defend.
Duren with it. Henderson picks him up. Duren with the bucket.
Yeah, almost impossible to stop Duren inside. Wow, just wow.
Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Back to Benton. Pass to Walker. And the... Jam by Walker.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. Well, Brett, the 23-24 Pistons tied an NBA record by losing 23 straight. One bright spot, however, was Jalen Duren.
Well, a bright spot, BA, would be that you wouldn't mention that again. So let's just forget about that and put it behind us. But Jalen Duren did have some moments. He averaged a double-double that season at just 20 years of age. So sky is still the limit for this young, big, physical player.
Blockbuster trades have become more the norm here in the NBA, Grant. Just ask Portland in 2023.
Yeah, the Trailblazers were at the center of some big moves. But that's just how it's done now. Entire teams can be restructured in the process of a single transaction.
Well, a great player and a great... role at the charity stripe. He has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Avdia outside. It's tipped. And it's out of bounds to the Trailblazers as Portland retains possession.
Just a millisecond late. So close to coming up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
Clock at 4. There's Simons with a 3.
I mean, he's trying to shoot his way out of what's becoming a prolonged cold streak.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board. I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
To the middle. Ayton. And Ayton with the stuff.
Does it feel good as a big man like Ayton to throw it down? You bet it does.
Pass to Duren. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Simons outside. Avdia outside. From downtown, sends it home from three-point land.
And let's face it, when you're down this many points, you simply can't let them get that good of a look.
Teachable moment there. Lapses like this are backbreakers.
Portland with a rebound. Simons with it. Pass to Kamari. And that's a foul called on Malik Beasley. That's his first foul of the game. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Down low. Back to Avdia. Just 3 to shoot. The 3 is up. Doesn't go that time. Pistons trail by 10. Ivy, left side. Beasley outside. Here's Cunningham. Pass to Duren. Shoots over Ayton. Duren, no good.
He's been tremendous at corralling misses all night long.
Yeah, it's almost like he's got a magnet on that ball here tonight. He's in the right spot all the time.
Nothing left to do but to watch the clock tick towards 0. Nice victory here for the Trailblazers.
A pair of tremendous rebounding teams.
And these guys played a little harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And no question this was a team effort, but you have to love how big a night this was for DeAndre Ayton.
Well, a consistent intensity is what he brought to the floor here. He hit the glass hard, and he came up with a ton of rebounds.
And here are the Trailblazers now, leading by 12. Jacks up a 3. Again, the miss by Portland. 41 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And that one's good. Cunningham.
Now catching the lead pass at full speed, terrific anticipation, and the delivery on time, on target.
Now here's Simons. Thompson pulls it in.
At this point, it just feels like it's over.
You want to keep extending energy, or do you want to start thinking about the next one?
How about the bounce?
We can call that bounce per ounce. Can't be denied. And Ayton gets it to go.
They really came in with the right mindset today. I can guarantee you their flight home will be filled with some smiles.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
So no problem for Portland as they get the win. Exceptional effort on the road. They were ready and they were focused.
Focused indeed. I mean...
Alongside Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Coach Stan Van Gundy. This is Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce joins us from the sidelines. And the Trailblazers start out with the ball. Now here's Simons. Stan, we got a lot of great athletes on the floor tonight. How do you think it'll play out?
Well, both teams want to run, so in that case, a lot of it comes to which team wants to run back on defense. You can't just outrun people one way. There's going to have to be a lot of intelligence and patience out on the floor tonight.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Tim Hardaway. That's his first foul of the game. Simons outside. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Avdia. Oh, there's the shot clock violation. So they'll turn it over. So it's Detroit now. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with Chauncey Billups. I asked him what's the key to slowing down Cade Cunningham. Coach said, quote, not letting him get clean looks inside the arc. Cade is a terrific mid-range shooter and a solid finisher inside, so we just have to get a hand in his face on every shot. Limiting his production could be the difference in this game.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. Now Portland with it. The Pistons have had quite a few high lottery picks of late, Stan. However, they haven't had much success yet.
Well, Brian, you know, sometimes it takes a lot of time. Some teams will come together quicker. Some players and some teams need more time to develop. Detroit's just got to keep adding to what they have and continuing to develop the players that are already in their system.
And a great fan base in Detroit, starving for victories. The three is up. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort. Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
To the wing on the left. Well, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't make sense given the situation. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Here's Duren. And Ayton pulls it down. And Ayton has got the ball here for Portland. And there is a whistle. That goes on Tobias Harris. That's his first foul of the game. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Inside. Here's Kamare. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Yep, that one goes.
And I love the energy from Cunningham inside, pushing to get the bucket.
Pass to Ayton. And Ayton Simon with the stuff.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
There's Cunningham with a three. And Ayton pulls it down. And so it's Ayton with it. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. 3-point lead. The ball's knocked loose. And it's out of bounds to the Trailblazers as Portland retains possession.
You know, I have to admire a guy like Anthony Simons. Early in his career, he was seen as undersized, but with his skill and pure athleticism, he balances the scales against bigger players, and he's become a ferocious scorer.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Hardaway, no good.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
To the inside. And Ayton gets it to go.
Grown man strength right there. Ayton just pushing through contact and getting it done.
Three-pointer, Stewart. That falls. Nice feed that time from Cunningham.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Here's Simons. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot two. Coach, you talked about guys who are always upping their game. How about Anthony Simons?
Well, Brian, I feel like he's one of the truly under-the-radar scorers in this league. He's put in a lot of time and work, never satisfied with himself or his game, and he just keeps getting better.
Now here's Sharp. Still no points. Out to Simons. Fires the three. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
They're simply not missing. Unreal.
Well, as a coach, this is when you enjoy what you're watching. Your team playing well and everything just flowing.
Launches it from deep. And Cunningham pulls it down. Pass to Holland. Here's Thompson. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers. We welcome you back to the second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Portland.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious they were well prepared defensively coming in.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
Now here's Henderson. They lead by the biggest margin of the game at 9. Oh, a two-handed power slam.
Oh, rocketing off the floor. Ivy using all of his athletic ability on the jam.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
The Blazers have a lot to learn. Coach Chauncey Billups says, I owe it to these players to coach them. The only way I know to do that is with honesty. It's always coming from a good place. Once you know that, then you take it with love. I lead with love. I don't lead with fear. Brian?
Hall of Fame mentality, Allie. He's been in their shoes. And we're now about a minute into this second quarter of play. Pass to Benton. Grant, left side. Back to Benton. And down it goes. Dunked it through off a beautiful setup.
When Jeremy Grant is dishing out an assist, that is a great sign for this team.
And when you talk about this Portland team, Stan, they're young and talented. They have some nice pieces going forward.
Yeah, and Brian, it starts with Scoot Henderson and Anthony Simons in that backcourt, but Shaedon Sharpe, when healthy, they've got some good pieces to build around.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Walker. So both teams making some changes here. Detroit with the ball. They've only given up 2 points this quarter. Schroeder. Back to Stewart. Pass to Schroeder. Clock at 6. And it falls. 2 for 3 from the field so far.
And you like the balance here, not just falling in love with the 3-ball.
And the foul on Jaden Ivey. That's his first foul. On defense, the Pistons. Trailing by 2. Henderson outside. Stolen by Schroeder.
Well, that's just a great feel for where the ball was going. He got himself in the right place and made the steal.
All right, a look at how the hustle game has been going for Detroit.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
Yeah, and also a great job hustling on turnovers and turning them into points. Defense creating offense so far in this one.
Outside Thibault. And here's Detroit. Big run right now for him, 11-2. Stan, you're the son of a coach. Your dad was a great coach at the collegiate level. What was the best advice you ever received from him?
Well, Brian, the one that has always stuck with me is he told me in my first season, if you think you've got all the answers, it's only because you don't know all the questions.
Oh, my goodness!
What a dunk!
B.A., I'm not sure he should be flaunting around the rim like that with this game so close.
Oh, it's risky, but it sure did look good. Three-pointer, Stewart. Portland with a rebound. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Simons outside. That three's off the mark. The Pistons trailing. Here's Ivey. To the left side wing. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Ayton with it. And it's Ivey picking him up. And it's Simons penetrating. And that one is hammered home.
I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Defensively, gotta close out a little faster. That's a look he'll make with regularity.
There's Simons with a 3. Holland with a rebound. And here's Detroit. They're on a 15-6 run. Beasley misses.
And even after airtight defense like that, you still just expect him to hit those kind of shots. And Sharp has to be one of the best finishers at the rim in this young class.
Portland shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. All right, Grant, I have to ask you, has there ever been a more intimidating team than the old bad boy Pistons?
Well, they weren't fancy, but they played hard and they played physical basketball. Every team that faced those Detroit teams knew they were in for a battle.
Here's Ayton. The rebound by Stewart. Pistons trail by 3. And here's Schroeder outside. Second chance shot. Pass to Holland. It's Beasley on the wing. Here's the 3. That one no good. First half. Comes to a conclusion. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. And here's Cunningham. And Ayton pulls it down. Avdia outside. To the paint. And Ayton gets it to go. Ayton's got 6.
Yeah, this is where Ayton's comfortable operating, using his height and array of inside moves to his advantage.
Here's Duren. Ball. Nice feed that time from Cunningham.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
Here's Duren. Yes, it's good. Duren's gotten 4 this quarter.
Yeah, almost impossible to stop Duren inside. Wow, just wow.
Pass to Avdia. Simon. Oh, he packs it down.
That is incredible.
Oh, save that for the dunk contest. That flush was so extra.
Whether or not this game is close, he's the same guy, focused on finishing firm at the rim. And the call will be against Cade Cunningham. That's his first foul. 90 seconds into the second half now. Henderson with it, picked up by Cunningham. Trailblazers keep it alive. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
I don't mind that. I mean, they met him at the rim and temporarily prevented the points.
And you watch Donovan Clingan. He really benefited from that extra year in college, Grant.
Yeah, the development cycle can be a little longer for centers, B.A. He cleaned up a lot offensively and took his strength and conditioning to another level.
Here's Henderson. Blocked.
Yeah, anytime you put the ball up near Duren, there's a chance it ends up back in your face.
And again, no good by Detroit. Trailblazers lead by 3. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Cade Cunningham has really been improving from distance. He said early in his career he was playing a lot of minutes and stepping back to the NBA three-point line, he just didn't have enough legs in his shot. After his shin surgery, he redefined his form and strengthened his legs. Brian, he said it helped a lot.
That could be a silver lining of all that time off, Allie. For the tie. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
I mean, he's trying to shoot his way out of what's becoming a prolonged cold streak.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
Here's Walker. Basket. Good. Walker's got his first basket.
Yeah, you see the vision from Henderson. Just a terrific facilitator.
And it's Cunningham missing. Portland leading. Oh, they get a hand on it. And stolen by Hardaway. Shot from 12. Thompson, no good.
Well, just doing an excellent job defensively. Using his body to disrupt the shot and then get control of the loose ball.
Portland shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. Stan, you've coached so many rookies over the years. What are some key things you like to see from a player coming into the league?
Well, look, you've got to have a guy, Brian, that's ready to compete at that level and has to bring that every night. From there, it's just all about learning. There's going to be mistakes, but you want guys who can learn and improve at a consistent rate.
Is it true that defense is the fastest way into the coach's heart?
Well, it's certainly a way to gain confidence, that's for sure.
And Cade glides in for the transition finish.
Flushing it home. Cunningham finishing it off.
Here's Henderson. Good work there as it goes. Henderson's got 5 points in the quarter.
And defensively, that's just not going to cut it.
Here's Cunningham. No good. Portland leading by 6. Portland shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. And the first one at the line is good. Both teams deciding to change it up. He's perfect from the line this time. Coach, it's such a difficult transition to the NBA. Scoot Henderson joins from the G League Ignite. What do you see in his game?
Well, look, I see a really talented guy who plays the game hard. What you've got to get improvement in are the 2 areas that most people have to improve in: shooting and decision-making.
Pass to Kamari. And the foul called on Simone Fontecchio. That's his first foul of the game. We're in the bonus now, and they'll go to the line. Grant, there have been so many great players that have gone through Portland over the years.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's almost 50 years since their last title. It's a great city with a great fan base. And for their sake, I hope their second title comes soon. Just finding room to go to work inside, Ivy really relies on his physical abilities to get a close-range shot. Using his speed advantage to create the separation he needs for the shot.
Here's Schroeder. Portland with a rebound.
Yeah, there's really no excuse for missing that one. That's just a blown opportunity.
There's Simons with a three. And no good. And here's Ivy from the arc. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers. And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. And so Henderson will bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. They lead by the biggest margin of the game at 9. Here's Williams. And Williams punches it home.
For a center, he's maybe undersized, but his ability to get in the air to make a play balances that out.
Pass to Beasley. And here's Ivy. Beasley outside. 5 to shoot. That shot, no good. Trailblazers lead by 11. Here's Benton. Outside, Williams. Back to Benton. Fires for 3. The Pistons clear it. Here's Ivy. Oh, nice D from Walker.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Back to Henderson. Pass to Walker. To the middle. Here's Benton. Oh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. Well, the truth is, Stan, you lose a franchise legend like Damian Lillard, it really changes your identity.
Oh, it does, Brian. Their offense ran through Lillard for over a decade. Last year was almost a total reset. Now someone has to step up and be that guy.
Pass to Grant. Back to Benton. From downtown, Schroeder with a rebound. Pistons trail by 13. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by. Yeah, what a feed from Ivy. These are the type of passes you love seeing from him.
And there's the call on Dennis Schroeder. That's his first foul. So it's Portland now. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Pass to Avdia. Shot clock at 6. Shoots over Thompson. Offensive board. Out to Simons. Tries again. Trailblazers keep it alive. Pistons trail by 11. Pass to Harris. Hardaway from outside. That shot missing. On offense, here are the Trailblazers. Down low. Kamara. And he throws it down. What a terrific lead pass.
He slams it home and gets some extra camera time chilling on the rim.
Yeah, he did spend a little time up there, didn't he? Portland leading by 13. There's a foul. It'll go on Tim Hardaway. That's his third foul of the game. 1:49 left to play in the fourth. There's Simons with a three. 6 to shoot.
Using all of his 7-foot wingspan effectively, Cunningham stays on the shooter.
Oh, the range of Cunningham.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
Pass to Simons. The three is up. Now here's Ayton. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Trailblazers.
Well, the passing has been just exceptional, and it's opened up the floor for them on numerous occasions.
One other thing they've done very well has been scoring inside, just pounding and grinding down there. And there's no way this margin gets closed down. Great execution of a game plan and a nice win here for the Trailblazers.
And at first glance, it appeared to be an easy win for them. However, they had to weather some storms along the way, Grant.
Yeah, in terms of competitiveness, it was a lot closer than the final score indicates.
And no question this was a team effort, but you have to love how big a night this was for DeAndre Ayton.
Well, you know, his work on the glass was a key factor, helping to turn the tide as far as the possession game, and so often that's the difference.
And there is a whistle. That goes on Tobias Harris. So that'll be a second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot two. And the second of two is good. And that'll put him up by 9. Here's Cunningham. Here's Harris. Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. It goes on Deni Avdija.
Capable of playing both the 3 and 4 spots, Harris's versatility is his greatest strength.
I think a bucket here, Grant, would end this game.
Absolutely. That would put a bow on this one.
And the call will be against Cade Cunningham. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the line for 2. And he does get the second one. And that stretches their lead to 8. And so it's Detroit with it. Cunningham drives in. And here's Duren for 3. Portland with a rebound. For 3, Klingon. Again, the miss by Portland. From deep. Second chance effort. So it's Portland picking up the win. A clean win, and one where they clearly showed better energy.
Yes, so true. They put on a show here at home, and I really think they had that extra swagger and confidence, too.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Dan Van Gundy, Grant.